Welcome, dear listeners, to a story of sin, shame, and redemption, a timeless American classic that explores the dark corners of the human heart. Today, we journey into Asterisk, the Scarlet Letter, written by Nathaniel Hawthorne in 1850. Set in the rigid, Puritan society of 17th century Boston, this is the tale of a woman named Hester Prynne, who bears the burden of public disgrace and transforms it into quiet strength. It's a story about judgment and forgiveness, about hypocrisy and truth, and about one woman's courage to be herself in a world that refuses to understand. So settle in as we open the pages of one of America's greatest novels. Our story begins outside a dark, heavy prison door in the Puritan town of Boston. A crowd has gathered, whispering and staring. For today, a woman is to face public shame. The prison stands as a symbol of sin and punishment. But beside it grows a single wild rose bush, its blossoms offering a small reminder that even in the darkest places there can be beauty and hope. The prison door opens, and out steps Hester Prynne, a young woman with striking dark hair and a proud, calm face. In her arms, she holds a baby girl, and on her chest, embroidered in scarlet thread, is a large, shining letter A. It stands for adulteress. Hester has committed the grave sin of having a child while her husband was presumed lost at sea. The crowd jeers, but Hester stands tall, refusing to cry. When asked to name the father of her child, she remains silent. Not even the threats of the Puritan leaders can break her will. On that platform, Hester becomes both sinner and symbol, a woman condemned, yet possessing a quiet, powerful dignity. As Hester stands before the crowd, she notices a man with piercing eyes and a face twisted by curiosity and pain. It is her husband, long believed dead, now calling himself Roger Chillingworth. He gestures for her to remain silent. He approaches her later, concealing his identity from the town. He tells Hester privately that he bears her no open hatred, but he must discover the name of the man who fathered her child. He swears her to secrecy. No one must know he is her husband. From that moment, Roger Chillingworth's soul begins to darken. He is no longer a scholar. He becomes an avenger, a man devoted to quiet revenge. After her release, Hester chooses not to flee. Instead, she moves to a small cottage on the outskirts of town, living quietly with her daughter, Pearl. The townspeople shun her. Children throw stones. No one will speak to her. Still, Hester supports herself with her remarkable skill in fine embroidery. Even the rich seek her work, though they refuse her friendship. Through it all, the scarlet letter A glows on her breast, a symbol of shame, but also of endurance. Her daughter, Pearl, is wild and free-spirited, beautiful yet untamed, a living symbol of her mother's sin and passion. Meanwhile, in the heart of the town lives Reverend Arthur Dims, a young, eloquent minister, beloved by his congregation. But Dimsdale carries a secret torment. He is the father of Hester's child. While Hester has borne her punishment openly, Dimsdale hides his guilt within his soul. He grows pale, weak, and sickly, often clutching his heart in pain. Chillingworth, posing as a friendly physician, moves in with Dimsdale to care for him. But he soon begins to suspect the truth. The doctor becomes a tormentor, digging into Dimsdale's heart with cruel precision, feeding on his suffering like a parasite. Chillingworth's suspicion is confirmed one day when he finds the minister asleep and pulls aside his shirt, discovering a secret mark on his chest. A look of horrifying joy spreads across his face. His hunt for the truth is over, but his revenge has just begun. Years pass. Hester grows wiser and calmer. The townspeople begin to see her not as a sinner, but as a symbol of strength and compassion. Her letter A seems to mean not adulterous, but able for. She is always ready to help the poor and sick. One day, she meets Dimmesdale secretly in the forest. There, away from the judgmental eyes of society, they speak honestly for the first time in years. They confess their love for one another. Hester urges him to flee with her to Europe to start anew, free from guilt and fear. For a moment, he agrees. They feel a rush of hope. Hester removes her scarlet letter and lets down her long, dark hair. The forest seems to breathe with life, but Pearl, her daughter, refuses to approach until Hester pins the letter back onto her chest. The symbol cannot be cast away, so as Dimmesdale agrees to preach one final sermon before they escape together. The day arrives, a public holiday filled with celebration. Chillingworth, still watching closely, learns of their plan and laughs bitterly, swearing he will not let them go. During the procession, Dimmesdale's face is pale but radiant. His sermon is his most powerful ever, moving the crowd to tears. But when the ceremony ends, he turns to the scaffold, the very same place where Hester once stood in shame. He calls Hester and Pearl to his side, and in front of everyone, he confesses his sin. He tears open his shirt to reveal the scarlet letter carved on his own chest, a raw, bleeding mark of his hidden guilt. Then, with his last breath, he dies in Hester's arms, finally free from torment. Chillingworth's revenge dies. With his purpose gone, he withers away and soon dies, leaving his entire fortune to Pearl. With this inheritance, Pearl and Hester leave Boston. Years later, Hester returns alone. Older now, she wears the scarlet letter again, not because she must, but because she chooses to. Her shame has been transformed into wisdom. Women from all over the colony come to her for comfort and guidance. Her home becomes a place of quiet refuge, and when Hester finally dies, she is buried near Dimmesdale. Their graves are marked by a single tombstone, engraved with a simple yet profound inscription. On a field, sable, the letter A, gules, a black background with a red letter A. And so ends the story of Hester Prynne, woman who transformed her punishment into power, her shame into strength. In Asterisk, the Scarlet Letter Asterisk, Nathaniel Hawthorne paints a vivid picture of a society ruled by judgment, where the greatest sins are not always those of passion, but of hypocrisy and cruelty. Hester's story reminds us that redemption is possible, not through denial, but through courage, compassion, and truth. The Scarlet Letter, once a mark of sin, becomes a badge of resilience, a testament to the enduring human spirit. We all wear symbols the world gives us, but it is we who decide what they truly mean. Thank you for joining this journey into Asterisk, the Scarlet Letter Asterisk. If you enjoyed this classic tale, please like, share, and subscribe for more timeless stories brought to life.